MACC Chief Azam Baki's speech at an event was disrupted by several protesters in Kuala Lumpur today. A 29-year-old driver faces a murder charge over 3 deaths in the fatal Segamat crash. Asina Abdu, daughter of the late Daim Zainuddin, pleaded not guilty over an asset disclosure charge today. All that and more coming up. A small group of protesters disrupted a speech by MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki at an event in the Putra World Trade Centre today. Could corruption allegations against the country's top graft buster be reaching a breaking point?
The protesters were seen waving Tangkap Azam Baki and Azam Baki's simbol reformati during the MACC chief's speech at the Wacana Ilmiah Perdana event. According to their lawyer, Balkis Kristina Zidrin, auxiliary police arrested the protesters at the scene immediately and were taken to Dangwangi District Police Headquarters for questioning. At least one protester shouted Tangkap Azam Baki while the MACC chief was speaking.
Jadi, mana datang tak tahu. Kita pun saya telah menyaksikan bagaimana banyak rasuah ini jalani journey kita dalam mengambil rasuah hingga sekarang. Ini adalah tempoh yang pada saya dan pun setuju menyaksikan sini bagaimana rasuah itu berubah dalam berbagai bentuk. Daripada mula kita ditubuhkan pada 1967, 1 Oktober 1967, di mana ketika itu 10 tahun selepas kemerdekaan kita ditemukan. Ini maknanya adalah titik tolak di mana
Video footage showed Azam leaving the venue shortly after the disruption. The MACC chief is facing public scrutiny over Bloomberg's reports that he owns shares exceeding what the civil service allows and is allegedly involved in corporate manipulation. Last week, the cabinet spokesperson Fahmi Fatil said the government is committed to disclosing MACC-linked investigations once they are complete.
Could the lorry driver in the Segamat crash face the death penalty for murder? The driver who caused a fatal crash that killed 3 people in Segamat last week has been charged with murder.
The crash killed K Myakrishnan, his wife S Sevendai, and her brother S Palamiandy. The accused Shafiq Salleh was charged at the Segamat Magistrates Court this morning. He acknowledged the charge but did not enter a plea as the case falls under the High Court's jurisdiction. The offence carries either the death penalty or imprisonment of up to 40 years. If the death sentence is not imposed, the offender must be whipped at least 12 times. Shafiq was not represented during today's proceedings. Bernama reported that bail was denied and a case mention has been set for May 21st pending pathology, forensic and medical reports. Shafiq, who was reportedly under the influence of drugs, rear-ended the van that the family was in, causing them to crash into another lorry in the opposite lane. 2 of the couple's grandchildren were also seriously injured, with the younger one reportedly still in critical condition due to brain injuries. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
Asina Abdu has claimed trial at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court this morning. But why is the late Daim Zainuddin's daughter now facing a criminal charge?
She was charged with submitting a sworn written statement on December 13, 2003 that did not comply with notice issued under Section 36, Bracket 1 of the MACC Act 2009. The charge carries imprisonment up to 5 years and a fine of up to 100,000 ringgit. She was accused of not disclosing her shares in 5 companies, namely Amira's, Arida Farms, Kangkong Catering, Transgrade, and Gajah 3 Foods. Deputy Public Prosecutor Mahadi Jumaat asked for 100,000 ringgit bail and for her passport to be surrendered. Asnida's lawyer Gurdial Singh Nijar argued that the amount was unfair as the charge carries a maximum fine of 100,000 ringgit. The judge then set bail at 50,000 ringgit, confiscated Asnida's passport, and scheduled May 21st for case management. The charge comes after MACC sought public assistance to locate Asnida and Daim's sons Wiradani, Amir and Amin Zainuddin to assist with their investigation.
Will the government honor its promise on matriculation placements? DAP has urged the government to keep its promise to ensure that SPM graduates scoring 10 A's or more are automatically placed in matriculation programs.
In a statement today, Secretary General Anthony Loke said that the party's Central Executive Committee also urged the government to consider the same for other high-performing students. Matriculation is a government-run pre-university program offered as an alternative to STPM. The program has long been controversial because of its 90% Bumiputra intake quota, with the remaining 10% open to non-Bumiputra. In 2024, the government expanded the matriculation placement to SPM graduates who scored 10 A's or higher. Last year, the policy was refined to include those who scored an A-, a move that DAP later claimed credit for. Separately, Loke also voiced support for stricter action against those driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol following recent fatal crashes. Both suspects in those cases were charged with murder. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe.
Will there be more drama in PKR as Rafis reveals more details? He claimed that PKR President Anwar Ibrahim had begged him to agree to allow businessperson R. Ramanan to contest in the 15th general election.
According to Rafizi, he told Anwar the final decision was his, but he asked for one condition. He said Anwar had promised not to appoint Ramanan to any positions in the party or government. Rafizi also claimed there was a witness to the conversation.
Jadi akhirnya Datuk Seri Anwar dalam keadaan kami sama-sama duduk di kerusi, dia pegang lutut saya dan merayu untuk melepaskanlah Ramanan ini, bagilah dia jadi calon. Pada ketika itu saya lihat matanya ada genangan air mata. Jadi saya pelik. Saya pun sebut kepada beliau, you ada the final say. I've done everything that I can, tapi kalau you berkeras juga, finally that's your decision. You don't have to plead macam ini dengan saya. Saya ingat jawapan Datuk Seri Anwar pada ketika itulah. Saya tak mahulah nanti you buat kecoh bila dia jadi calon. Dan jawapan terakhir saya yang saya ingat, akhirnya is your decision, saya kata. Saya hanya minta Datuk Seri janji that this is as far as Ramanan will go in PKR and politics. You will not appoint him further in the party after this, and kalau menang jadi kerajaan pun, you will not appoint him into the government. Itu penutup kepada perbincangan itu, dan Datuk Seri Anwar nampak lega dan bersetuju dengan janji-janji itu.
Ramanan is now an elected PKR Vice President and a Human Resources Minister. That claims comes as tension inside PKR are flaring again. At a Johor PKR event, Ramanan got into a heated exchange with Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Karim. It began when Ramanan criticized Rafizi on stage, accusing him of attacking the party despite being a member. Hassan interjected and called for Ramanan not to attack any particular individuals at the convention. Rafizi, who has been drifting further from PKR, warned that the party will weaken more should the leadership continue behaving this way.
What is behind the delay of Malaysian ships at the Strait of Hormuz? Iran's embassy in Malaysia has revealed that only one Malaysian ship has passed through the Strait of Hormuz so far.
In a post on X yesterday, it said that the Islamic Republic of Iran does not forget its friends, adding that the first Malaysian ship passed through the Strait of Hormuz. The vessel is believed to be an oil tanker chartered by a Petronas subsidiary carrying about 1 million barrels of Iraqi crude oil. It is expected to unload in Pengerang, Johor in mid-April. That leaves another 6 Malaysian-linked vessels still waiting to cross. Putrajaya first revealed on March 27th it had secured safe passage for these ships. Last week, Iranian ambassador to Malaysia, Valiola Muhammadi Nasrabadi, said that Malaysian-owned vessels can navigate the Strait of Hormuz safely without paying tolls. He told the New Straits Times that Malaysia is a friendly country and friendly countries can pass through. It is reported that Iran's military has set up a toll booth and is charging up to $2 million for passage. According to Bloomberg, the payments are ad hoc and the method of payment and exact currency used are unclear.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm John. Thanks for watching.